Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another video. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna be playing my old Black Saiyan custom archetype. This is obviously a custom duel against some random fish deck. Speaking of fish, I always think if I'm playing against a war deck, makes me assume my opponent is Mako Tsunami, but clearly it's not the case because this guy's deck is already upgraded. Playing Black Saiyans matter for this point. It's very important. Lets me search about Black Wall Street. And then it's funny, Black Wall Street adds another card as well, but with Black Saiyans matter in its name. Eventually, probably, I can't help but think my opponent's gonna scoop, depending how well I do so far. Alright, I summon, retrieve Aisha from my grave to the field. And she's incredible because she pretty much keeps the combo going. And from here on, I'm either gonna special or normal without attributing. I remind my opponent so we can be sure that the effect is legal, which I'm able to do. I'm able to normal summon Noah without attributing, and I special summon from my hand using Black Saiyans matter effect. I put a counter just in case, so to be sure the amount of times I've used it, the amount of times I activated Black Saiyans matter, because it's a once per turn, but for each one is like you can activate multiple copies. Since it's not specifically Black Saiyans matter, I'll link some to Black Saiyan Isaac, allowing me to special summon from my extra deck. Main deck. And I'll be able to special summon Monroe, and I draw 4 cards, because it's equal to the number of dark attribute monsters with different names. So it includes the suffix, which is pretty crazy, and I discard 1 Black Saiyan monster from hand to draw 2. You could tell, yeah, I'm trying to come up with an idea. It's to either try and stop my opponent from his tracks, or to make sure I can defend my life points, which I'm trying to do right now. So Monroe was able to give me the draw power, so I'll be able to use Noah's effect to go straight to my rank 12 monsters, because what he does is increase their levels. So I'm trying to find out who I'm about to exceed summon to. Waiting. Who is it that's gonna show up? Who will I summon? Who will appear as God of Destruction? Carmelo. Black Saiyan Carmelo, God of Destruction. It has a really catchy ring to it if you think about it. Very fitting name for a card, especially if that can transform and extend at that level. And he already looks frightening. And the design matches the name too. And then Monster Reborn into Germain. Have I used his effect yet? Which I clearly haven't, so I'll be able to special summon Aisha. So Germain's effect is similar to Black Saiyans Matter, although Black Saiyans Matter has more effects than Germain. And you could tell my opponent's scared. He admits it. I apologize because I feel like, considering this is the most broken deck I've probably created throughout all the other archetypes, and I feel like it beat all of them, but I don't know with ease. But it depends on my opponent's hand still. So he does confess that he is playing a fish archetype, even though this has been already recorded. I can see that happens to be his deck. On top of everything, because there's no before I even recorded this, there's no way I would have found out, because the recording does reveal the cards after the duel, because like it wouldn't really matter at that point, because it didn't. There's no way I can cheat if once I record, because like. So what I'm trying to say is that the video is saved, and then you can only see the revealed cards once the duel is over. And from here on, I'm basically drawing 3 cards, thanks to Coach King. have a lot in store for my opponent, so that's why he's worried. So, and I can't really blame him still. So even if I was to be able to see his hand, it'd only be by a card effect before I record. Like before, it'd have to be by a certain card effect. But like I said, it only reveals the video footage. It only reveals his cards because this is after the duel again. And although I may be able to record during the duel, but I was able to the one thing I made sure to do is save the duel, and then it shows. Not only was I able to do that, once the duel saved at the end of the duel, you see it reveals the cards to you. And then let me explain what happened before. Once after I summoned Ambrose. So Ambrose was special summoned Antoine, and then went to a link 4 to Prince of all Saiyans, Black Saiyans. If I explain everything, I don't think you guys will care still. I'm just getting my turn here. So this field's enough to save me a turn. It'd be funny if my opponent was able to match up, was able to have a counter for all these cards, and I just managed to survive at least just by a small amount of life points. So at least he's willing to try. He's willing to try and overcome my field, because he's not gonna bitch out, which I respect, and I will let him respond. I tell him that he's okay. His card does resolve, which will allow him to draw 3 cards. In return, he has to shuffle 2 water monsters from his hand to the deck. So hopefully those 3 cards could do something about my field. Maybe these are game-changing cards, who knows? If he's able to sweep the cards from my field to my hand, wherever, then he has a chance of at least dealing me some damage, and then he'll survive a turn. So it all depends on his hand. And I gotta admit, my deck is cool. Hopefully my opponent agrees. But it is a little OP, and I agree with that. Can't say that. He can't say he's lying over there. And he admits, because he has nothing. That's just how broken the deck is. I tell him, I try to encourage him that he still has a chance to actually do something, to actually make a play. Because I don't think I have any disruption, to be honest. Although my field is strong, I don't have any disruption. The fact is that, with this hand, let's look at his hand. It wouldn't be enough, yeah, but even though I couldn't really, because like I said, I can't really stop his plays, but he admits defeat either way. Again, I hope you guys enjoy the duel. And to be honest, I didn't really have any counters against his cards. The only thing I could say is that, maybe I do have a counter, but yeah, it has to be with Prince. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, you banish up to 2 cards your opponent controls, but at least if he activates something and it's not on the field, if it's from his hand, deck, whatever, grave, while it's on the field, he can still be able to get rid of he will still be able to get rid of Black Saiyan Prince. And although you can't be able to get rid of Carmelo so easily, because he can just simply detach material if he leaves the field by a card effect or field. Whether he has a card that can take control of and negate its effects, then there's a chance he could be able to counter my field and be able to take control of the duel. But like he said, he didn't have anything in his hand. And it's not to say he wouldn't do anything, but I get what he's saying, because he has 3 traps that don't do anything. Because once he sets them, the moment he sets them, Prince, I'll be able to activate Prince effect, banishing one of my level 8, rank 8 monsters, and then getting rid of 2 of his cards with ease. And again, he was right to say that, because his hand was really bricky. He didn't open the nut. He didn't have some type of counter against my cards. And even if he had strong trap cards, but the problem is you can't activate on the first turn, then they would have already had to be set last turn for him to resolve. And I do apologize for the deck either way. The whole purpose is to make Yu-Gi-Oh as advanced as already is too, so for it to improve, because that's what people want when it comes to trading card games. Whether it may be a trading card game or a video game, that's usually the point of making games better, is for them to enhance the level of strategy, the the power creep, all that. Like whether it's annoying, some people have to be able to like compete with that. They have to be able to withstand that kind of pressure. And again, I was trying to help him out. I was actually being nice, hoping that he'd be able to like still be able to play and have fun. Again, try to continue with the duel. But again, I don't blame him. He's right, because there was nothing he could do at this point. Because if he did set a card, wouldn't really stop me from doing anything. Again, I'm just trying to be an influencer again, and hopefully maybe when he sees this, maybe in the near future, maybe there will be decks that could actually be able to retaliate, that could be able to like that can overpower this deck, because the purpose, the reason me making this archetype is so that it can prove worthy. Not only prove worthy, is to show what it's capable of, and that it's something that you kind of relate to when talking about Dragon Ball Z. So it can be able to uphold its title as the Black Saiyan archetype. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed the duel. Be sure, obviously, there's going to be more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.